The date is August 24th, 2026. The tennis world is still buzzing from Alexandra Eala's historic run at Wimbledon, where she stunned the world by defeating defending champion Iga Swiatek on center court. The 21-year-old Filipina sensation has become the biggest story in tennis. But as the North American hardcourt swing approaches, a voice that carries more weight than almost any other in tennis history has finally broken her silence. Martina Navratilova, the 18-time Grand Slam champion. The woman who won a record 332 weeks as world number one. The legend who has been watching Eala's rise with keen interest. And what she has to say has left the entire tennis world stunned. She does not just praise Eala's talent. She does not just offer technical advice. She delivers a verdict on Eala's future, her potential, and what she must do to reach the very top. This is the story of Navratilova's bombshell statement. This is the story of what she sees in Eala's game. This is the story of the advice that could change the trajectory of the Filipina star's career. Face screaming in fear Philippines. Before she delivered her stunning statement, Martina Navratilova had been watching Alexandra Eala's rise for months. The Czech-American legend, who won 18 Grand Slam singles titles and spent a record 332 weeks as world number one, had been analyzing the Filipina sensation's game with the eye of a master tactician. She had watched Eala conquer Wimbledon's center court against Iga Swiatek. She had watched her defeat Jessica Pegula in the Washington final. She had watched her sell out stadiums in Toronto and Cincinnati. And she had come to a conclusion. Alexandra Eala was something special. Navratilova's interest in Eala was not just casual. She had been one of the few tennis legends to offer detailed technical analysis of Eala's game. She's crafty. She's a good lefty. She uses her variety nicely, Navratilova said. She had praised Eala's footwork, speed, and ability to counterattack and finish at the net. But she had also been honest about where Eala could improve. I think where she can improve the most is her serve, or make it pay off more. She needs a bigger serve and bigger kick. Navratilova's advice was not just criticism. It was a sign of respect. She didn't offer detailed technical analysis to players she didn't believe in. She offered it to players she thought had the potential to become champions. And she believed Eala had that potential. Alex Eala. She is building a whole new craze in Southeast Asia and the Philippines, bringing more fans into tennis, Navratilova had said. Now, she was taking that belief to the next level. She was about to deliver a statement that would leave the tennis world stunned. The bombshell came during Navratilova's analysis of Eala's Wimbledon campaign. The Filipina star had reached the fourth round of the prestigious tournament, defeating Iga Swiatek along the way. But she had ultimately fallen to Jasmine Paolini in a match that exposed some of her tactical weaknesses, and Navratilova was not afraid to point them out. For a lefty, this is crazy, Navratilova said while commentating for the BBC. She was referring to Eala's serving patterns during the match. The data was staggering. Eala was hitting only 33% of her serves out wide on the advantage side, and only 37% down the tee when on the deuce side. For a left-handed player, this was a tactical error of the highest order. She is serving so much more out wide in the deuce court and tee and ad court, Navratilova explained. Only a third of her serves are slices to the backhand, particularly in the ad court. I don't understand that. She is not using her leftiness to her advantage nearly as much as she can. Navratilova's words hit the tennis world like a thunderbolt. Here was one of the greatest left-handed players in history, telling the world that Eala, another left-hander, was failing to weaponize her most natural advantage. She needs to change her grip and use her leftiness more, Navratilova said. She was hitting most of her serves to Paolini's forehand, not to her backhand with a slice. The tactical error was compounded by the fact that Paolini's best ground stroke is her forehand. By serving to her forehand, Eala was playing into her opponent's strengths. It was a miscalculation that may have cost her the match. I think she opens up a bit early, and her grip is a bit too much of a forehand grip, Navratilova said. I would open it up to a backhand one to get more pronation and pace on the ball, but it's the location that is baffling me more than anything. She has that serve, but she does not use it. Navratilova's analysis of Eala's serve was devastatingly precise. She had identified not just a technical flaw, but a fundamental misunderstanding of how to use her left-handedness. Her serve. It's too much of a puffball, Navratilova said. She noted that Eala's serve was often clocked at only 80–85 miles per hour, despite her having the physical ability to hit it at 105 miles per hour. She can hit it 105, but she doesn't, Navratilova said. The criticism was not just about power. It was about strategy. Navratilova had noted that against Jasmine Paolini, Eala's serve was attacked relentlessly. Paolini had read the serve and used it to take control of the match. Swiatek didn't handle it well, but Paolini did. She was attacking the second serve, Navratilova said. But even the first serve was like 80–85. She can hit it 105, but she doesn't. Navratilova's message was clear. If Eala wanted to beat the best players consistently, she needed a serve that could trouble them. She needed power. She needed accuracy. She needed to use her left-handedness to maximum effect. The serve is where she can gain the most, because she's tall enough, Navratilova said. Her serve should be as good as, if not better than, Paolini's because Paolini is shorter, so work on that. The technical issue was compounded by a tactical one. Navratilova noted that Eala was not slicing her serves enough, a key weapon for left-handed players. She was not slicing, Navratilova said. Left-handed players traditionally exploit the ad court with slice serves that pull opponents wide, forcing awkward backhand returns. Eala, however, often chose safer placements, relying on patterns that neutralized her natural geometry. While Navratilova was critical of Eala's serve, she was full of praise for her victory over IGA Swiatek. The match was a tactical masterclass, and Navratilova was quick to acknowledge it. I think the recipe for Eala was to mix up the serves, Navratilova said on Tennis Channel. Hit a lot of body, serves into the Swiatek forehand or backhand, and she just could not figure out how to return better serves. She did not get those break points, and she defended really well. Navratilova was also critical of Swiatek's performance. And Swiatek, quite frankly, was not good emotionally. She was just so up and down. She could not keep it together today, Navratilova said. The victory was a historic one for Eala. She had defeated the defending champion on center court. She had shown that she could compete with the best in the world. But Navratilova's analysis also highlighted a potential problem. Eala's serve worked against Swiatek because Swiatek couldn't handle the unusual pace and rhythm. Swiatek didn't handle it well, Navratilova said. But against Paolini, the same serve was attacked relentlessly. Paolini read it, returned it aggressively, and used it to take control of the match. The victory over Swiatek was a double-edged sword. It had shown that Eala could beat the best, but it had also exposed a weakness that better players would exploit. Navratilova's verdict was clear. Eala needed to develop a serve that could trouble anyone, not just players who struggled with unusual rhythm. Navratilova's analysis went beyond just technique. She also addressed the physical challenges facing Eala. She is slight of build, so it's harder for her to absorb all that pace, Navratilova said. But I think she can beef up a little and punch up that serve. The observation was a reminder that tennis is not just about skill. It is about strength, power, and the ability to withstand the physical demands of the modern game. Eala's slight frame made it harder for her to handle the pace of stronger opponents. But Navratilova believed that she could add the necessary muscle without sacrificing her movement. She's got the slice down pat, Navratilova said. Just believe and hold her ground. Navratilova's advice was not about bulk. It was about functional strength, the kind of strength that would allow Eala to absorb pace and drive through her serve. Add a bit more muscle to the frame. Not bodybuilder bulk, just enough armor to absorb pace and drive through that serve, Navratilova had previously suggested. The physical challenge was compounded by the mental one. Eala had shown that she could handle the pressure of big matches. She had beaten Swiatek on center court. She had defeated Pegula in a final. But Navratilova's analysis suggested that she needed to be more aggressive, more willing to take risks, more willing to trust her power. I think she can beef up a little and punch up that serve, Navratilova said. The message was simple. Eala had the talent. Now she needed the physical tools to match it. Navratilova's analysis was not without its critics. Laura Robson, the former junior Wimbledon champion and silver medalist in mixed doubles at the 2012 Olympic Games, expressed her disagreement with Navratilova's assessment. For me, I don't know if I want to see more leftiness from Eala, especially when she doesn't have the pace on the ball, Robson commented. Robson's argument was nuanced. She noted that without the pace to push serves beyond 100 miles per hour, Eala's wide deliveries would sit in the slot for elite returners like Paolini. When you are going wide on the ad side, you needed to move off the court. If it's going to sit there and it's 95 miles per hour, Paolini is too good of a returner and cuts the angle off too well on her backhand side. So it would just sit in the slot for her, Robson said. The debate highlighted the complexity of the tactical issue. Navratilova believed that Eala needed to use her left-handedness more aggressively. Robson believed that without the pace to make it effective, it would be a liability. The truth, as often, lay somewhere in between. Eala needed to develop both the pace and the placement. She needed to use her left-handedness to create angles, but she also needed the power to make those angles effective. Navratilova's advice was not just about tactics. It was about a fundamental transformation of Eala's game. Navratilova's praise for Eala extended beyond her game. She also criticized tournament organizers for failing to accommodate Eala's massive fanbase. At the Australian Open, Eala's first-round match had been scheduled on a small court, causing massive overcrowding and frustration among fans. Navratilova was blunt in her assessment. The organizers need to keep more in mind where the players are from and what the actual fan base is here, Navratilova said. Because there's massive Filipino audience in Melbourne, in Australia, so keep that in mind next time you make the schedule. The criticism was a reminder of the cultural shift that Eala's rise represented. She was not just a tennis player. She was a phenomenon. She was bringing new fans to the sport, fans who were passionate, dedicated, and willing to travel thousands of miles to support her. Tournament organizers, Navratilova argued, needed to adapt. The players have no idea this is happening, Navratilova said. Kudos to the fans. The players have no idea this is happening. Navratilova's words were a validation of the Eala effect. She recognized that Eala was not just a promising player. She was a movement, and she urged the sports establishment to take notice. Navratilova's statement was more than just analysis. It was a challenge for Eala to improve, to adapt, and to reach her full potential. I think she can beef up a little and punch up that serve, Navratilova said. She's got the slice down pat. Just believe and hold her ground. The message was clear. Eala had the talent. She had the mental toughness. She had the support of a nation behind her. But to reach the very top, she needed to refine her game. She needed to use her left-handedness more effectively. She needed to develop a serve that could trouble the best players in the world. She needed to build the physical strength to absorb pace and drive through her shots. The tennis world is watching. The fans are believing. And Alexandra Eala is just getting started. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the sold-out stadiums of Toronto and Cincinnati. From the cover of Forbes to the bright lights of the US Open. Her journey has defied every expectation. And now, with the advice of a legend like Navratilova, she is poised to become even greater. This is not the end. This is only the beginning.